I had to leave a 5-bedroom house, my car behind, my dogs behind, my mother behind.
There are voices out there, including the South African president, who has called you cowards.
Yeah.
You've got other Afrikaners who are saying that you're not refugees, you're opportunists, that you've abandoned the country. What would you say to those people?
I had to leave a 5-bedroom house, which I will lose now because I'm not going to pay for it. My car behind, my dogs behind, my mother behind. I didn't come here for fun.
Refugee conversation? Like, I don't even feel comfortable using that word for this group of people. Like, refugee, what are you running from? What are you seeking refuge from? Like, what genocide? Like, genuinely, what genocide? I live here in Johannesburg. The first time I ever came to South Africa was in 2009, which was only 15 years after the apartheid ended. Like, I've seen firsthand the systemic constructs designed to benefit you and your children and your children's children. Like, I have stories for days. Like,
refugees. You are not refugees. You are just a case study of white flight dressed up as martyrdom. You're not escaping violence. You're escaping equality. South Africa didn't chase you away. You ran. Yeah.
MAGA down front for a second. As Trump and Elon Musk cut your Medicaid, your Social Security benefits, your veterans benefits, and all the other programs and SNAPs and all that, as he's cutting that and taking it away from you, the ones who put him in there, the ones who run around to his rally, the ones who are constantly worshiping him and bowing down to him and agreeing with everything he does. When he takes all that from you guys, that is already in the making, they're already in the Senate, in the Congress, voting on that budget to cut your Medicaid, cut that $800 and something billion dollars off of your Medicaid. Guess who's getting all those benefits? Guess. You know those white Africans, South Africans over there?
Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome back to the channel. And on today's episode, we're going to dive deep into something that's really wild. This is a topic that is wild, emotional, and controversial. We are talking about a story that's been exploding online. White South African immigrants being flown into the United States as refugees. Yep, of course you heard that right. According to reports and online reactions, planes were literally sent to pick them up and bring them into the United States, bypassing immigration hurdles that most people, especially from places like Haiti, Cuba, Venezuela, can only dream of. Some people are celebrating this move, calling these South African true refugees, escaping government sanction, violence, and land seizures. Others that are absolutely furious. They are calling it white fight disguised as martyrdom, arguing that these people are fleeing not violence, but equality after decades of benefiting from apartheid. And let's be real, what's setting people off even more is the perception that they're getting red carpet treatment, while American citizens are being told that there is no money for SNAP, Medicaid, or housing, veterans sleeping under bridges. Is this true humanitarian aid, or is it about race, politics, and privilege? Guys, let us break this down. I'll be back with my further commentary. The first major tension here is around the very definition of refugee. What do you understand by the term refugee? Someone who has fled his or her country of residence because of maybe political unrest, genocide, and what have you, or maybe war. So, one side argues that these white South Africans are being persecuted. Persecuted, really, suffering violence, watching their land getting taken, fearing for their safety. They claim they are escaping a government that has turned on them. Does that really make sense? But the other side says, hold up, what genocide are you talking about? There is no any major international outcry here. No UN intervention. No mass media coverage showing genocide level suffering. Well, these are people who want to be on top of the table, on top of the ladder every day. They want to call the shots, but it doesn't work out like that. Critics even argue that this time is white flight, that these individuals are simply uncomfortable now that the post-apartheid system is even on the playing field. One commentator called it escaping equality, and that's hit hard. Yes, they're just trying to escape equality. You know, when you're a racist person, you're a racist person. There is no other way out. If you're racist, you're racist. If you don't like accountability, you don't like accountability. And that is why we must say the truth the way it is. So, the racial double standards in immigration. Racial double standards. My brothers and sisters, this is where things get real hot. Let's talk about the airplane. Yes, the United States reportedly sent a plane to pick up these individuals, something that's practically unheard of for refugee programs. When Haitians were escaping gang violence and political collapse, no planes. When Cubans were being deported despite labor shortage on US farms, no special operations. So, why the red carpet now? That is a question that you must ask yourself, and if you can answer it, tell me in the comments. Many people point to race. The fact that the first group to be brought in after Trump's promise to restore integrity to immigration are white from the country of Elon Musk has led many to scream double standards. Some say it outright. This is a refugee program with an exception for white people only. Well, Americans here are pissed off, especially the Trump supporters. Listen up. What's even more shocking is the backlash from Trump's own base. They are the ones saying, we voted for America first. Why are you bringing in more refugees while we are struggling to pay rent, buy food, and even see a doctors? As I've said earlier, even you'll find that the DSCA kids cannot even get this. The veterans who once fought for the country are even sleeping under the bridge. They can't even afford Medicaid. There is no proper housing. The food prices are skyrocketing. But people who think that they deserve this privilege are being sent a plane and flown in, given a red carpet as people who are running away from white genocide. Well, maybe. So Trump supporters are realizing that the people benefit from this move aren't them. One user online said that these folks will come here and live on you all while you SNAP and Medicare are getting cut. Another said he never really liked us. He just used us. Then that really hits hard. Why the debate matters now? Why is it so important that we must talk about this? This story is more than just about South African immigrants. It's about who is seen as deserving, who gets prioritized, and who gets left behind. It reveals deep fault lines in the US immigration debate. What counts as real persecution? Are they really persecuted, or are they running away from accountability? Is the refugee system colorblind? Why are refugees from other countries like Afghanistan, Haiti, Cuba are not getting the same thing? And do working class Americans, especially those who backed Trump, feel betrayed? Of course, yes, they do feel betrayed. But then you can tell me,
South Africans over there, they claim is being treated badly, genocide and all that. Well, he's bringing all them over here. As a matter of fact, they're here. I think they got here yesterday. He's bringing them white South Africans over here. And he's bringing them under the refugee status. Which means, guess who's going to be getting your SNAP? Guess who's going to be getting your Social Security? And guess who's going to be getting your Medicaid benefits? You know, all those programs that y'all hate that people like the Venezuelans were getting, you know, housing and SNAP and Social Security and Medicaid. Well, those South Africans are getting it. You won't get it anymore. Yeah, you and me, Moni, I'm going to be shit out of luck. You know, you won't be able to go to the doctors anymore on the Medicaid. The SNAP benefits are going to be cut down to y'all to be counting rice grains out of the bag, trying to ration them out to your families. You know, all that stuff. He says you don't need it. It's fraud and abuse when you get it. And they need to cut it. But when it's his pick that he wants over here, those racist white South Africans, he's rolling out the carpet for them. There's no limit to what they can get. coming from some of you. And it's happening because you ushered it in based on your hatred. You ushered this season in on yourself, and what the real slap in the face is, you won't be getting it. But the other people that he's bringing in, the ones that are going to take y'all place for him. See, Trump never really liked y'all. He did MAGA. He never really liked y'all. Y'all were an embarrassment. As a matter of fact, I remember it being reported that when y'all went up there and raided the Congress, when y'all went up there and stormed the Capitol, Trump was sitting back talking about y'all ass like a dog. He was talking about y'all like a dog. Talking about you looked all country, and look at them. They don't look like, y'all weren't uniformed enough. He said that it was just an embarrassment, y'all running around looking like that. Yeah, that guy. As soon as he got through using y'all for that, threw y'all a little bone by letting those J6ers off, by pardoning them. All part of his game. Keep y'all hung, keep y'all sprung. But as soon as he gives you something, he turn around and takes a whole bunch of more shit back. So you got your January 6ers back, but you done lost your SNAP benefits, you done lost your Medicaid, you done lost your Social Security, you done lost your veteran benefits, you done lost jobs, yeah. But don't worry about them South Africans coming, they're gonna get everything y'all getting taken. They're getting everything y'all have taken away, huh? How about that? Is it great again yet? Y'all still sniffing up Donald Trump's butt. You probably are, though, because, you're a glutton for punishment. You never learn. But, hey, it is what it is, right? So, happy Tuesday. And, happy losing your benefits. And, I'm so glad somebody else get them. So, y'all gonna sit back and watch the South Africans live off of y'all.
I like to keep it cute on this app, but I felt like it was time that I spoke up on this Afrikaner refugee conversation. Like, I don't even feel comfortable using that word for this group of people. Like, refugee, what are you running from? What are you seeking refuge from? Like, what genocide? Like, genuinely, what genocide? I live here in Johannesburg. The first time I ever came to South Africa was in 2009, which was only 15 years after the apartheid ended. Like, I've seen firsthand the systemic constructs designed to benefit you and your children and your children's children. Like, I have stories for days. Like, I remember this one time I was going over to my sister's friend's house, and they were an Afrikaner family, whatever. And her little sisters would speak to the woman that worked for the family, who was a beautiful black woman, grown woman, with this deep-rooted, like, entitlement and pride and disrespect at, like, 12 years old. Because that's how they saw their father and their mother speaking to this grown woman. Like, I have seen firsthand, what are you running from? And as an American, let me say this. You are so lucky that Trump sent y'all to Idaho and Virginia. Like, you would never survive in New York. And you would never survive in California. Let me make this very clear. You are going from the top of the food chain to the bottom of the food chain. If you don't get yourselves right now and appreciate the incredible people that you are accusing and crying wolf about, y'all not gonna make it. I promise you, you're not gonna make it.
You probably will not be deporting these white South African farmers, will you?
No, Jesse, what President Trump is doing is adding integrity back into our immigration programs and our refugee programs, making sure that individuals that get the chance to come to America, be a part of opportunity and freedom and liberty, are actually people who are being persecuted by their government.
Unlike the Haitians, who literally were propping up dying cities, they brought them into dying cities and they did jobs no one else was there to do. So unlike them, boy, it just so happens that the first batch of people they decide are coming in with an integrity happen to be whiteys. Oh, and from the same country of Elon Musk. Got it. Awesome.
Home that are having acts of violence perpetuated by them. These South African families had their land taken from them. The South African government was committing and perpetuating and facilitating acts of violence against them and their families. And they have found a place in the United States of America where they can sleep peacefully at night. And this is exactly what President Trump said he would do during the campaign and committed to the American people, is that he would put integrity back into this country. He would follow the rule of law and make sure that he followed the refugee program just like Congress dictated it should operate.
So I've been looking at, like, is this a genocide or not? If there's a genocide in South Africa happening, there's so many times where there's a genocide and they don't even want to call it that, like Rwanda in the 90s and other situations, possibly in Gaza. They don't want to call that a genocide. Whether it is or not is debatable, but surely it's a war-torn area that needs help. But in this case, I don't know. I don't get my South African news too often, so I just wonder, is there a genocide happening in South Africa I did not know about? And why isn't the United Nations doing anything about it?
It's Joe from Georgia. So Donald Trump earlier this year stopped letting refugees come into the United States. However, undoubtedly he's making an exception. He's making an exception for white residents of South Africa to come in refugee status here in the United States. They've even got their first plane load coming, which the United States government has arranged for them. Now, I do believe that most of us, when they say the word immigrants or refugees or whatever, they think of everybody. But now it's been reduced to an exception for white people only. So, once again, if we don't believe that this immigration war specifically is against black and brown people, you're not paying attention.
What you think in the comments, according to this question that I'm trying to ask you here. Here's my take as I wind up. If we truly believe in protecting refugees, we have to do it consistently, not based on skin color, political connections, or geography. It's hard to defend airlifting with South Africans into America while deporting Haitian families, closing the door to war-torn Syrians, or slashing aid for vulnerable Americans. Yeah, I mean, this situation isn't just about one group of people. It's about the rules being bent, the optics of privilege, and the quiet injustices in plain sight. I don't know what you think, but tell me in the comments what you think about this video. Most definitely, I'll ask you if this is the kind of content that you really like and enjoy watching. Subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and don't forget to share this message with your brother and sister. Let us meet in the next video. Peace out.